So I'm up here today. I've got Tuva. I've got her niece Luna, and I've got Luna's sister Tora. We came up through that draw behind us, and we're doing some fast moving scouting today. And this is the time of year, of course, that the Elkhound shines, hunting season, right? So we're cruising these high alpine regions today. I got the 3 big girls. I'm going to have some pup training this afternoon, but we left early this morning. It was cool out. And we're coming up here into the top areas. And I had to stop and take a break. These are fast moving girls, so I'm not fooling around. I'm just got tripod and camera and hustling. And so we're moving. Now these girls are exceptional. Now with working dogs like this is the last of the working lines of Elkhounds in North America pretty much. And you can hike and scout up here with no noise. Now I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute, but I'll just get this camera turned around, get a picture of Tora and Tuva. Tora is the full sister, well, no, let me rephrase that. Tora is the sister, half sister to Luna. They have the same father, Dakota. And Tuva is bred now to Tora's brother, Jaeger. So Tuva's bred. Tuva is the aunt to Luna. Tuva and Tekla are sisters. Tekla's not here. Tekla is Luna's mother. And Luna is magnificent. Now Luna will cycle in October. She's the one on the left. Now let me see if I can set this up or we can do a film here. Let's see where's the ideal spot. Probably I'm just going to adjust and move my camera a little bit out of the wind here. Just hang on, bear with me. We'll just move a little bit out of the wind. I already have it on the tripod, of course, so carrying the tripod. Alright, this will be alright. Can I see Luna good there? Yeah. Just tilt that down a little. Good. What a magnificent girl. How's my girl doing? There's mother girl. Oh, you girls are good. Oh, you girls are good. Wow. How's my girl Tuva? What a good girl Tuva. There's my big girl Tora. Come say hi, Tora. Come say hi. Tora? What? Is there a rodent right there, Tora? I doubt it. Good. So yeah, we're having a fun day. Oh my goodness. So Luna's 2. Tuva's maybe 4. Tora's just about 10. And she'll be 10 in the spring. Now when you're looking for a really good Elkhound, you want one that hangs around you when you stop in the bush, that'll focus around you, keep stuff off you, of course, and watch that things are not sneaking up on you. That's the goal in a hiking dog. And in a hunting dog, of course, you want them to tell you where the game is. Now, these ridges, you see, this is exactly how you find the game. You see, you get up where the draft is coming this way. The moose are in them draws, them aspen draws, right? And they travel up through these rocks, of course. But they like those areas where them buds are. And so you get up here and they can scent back. And because the wind's going this way today, of course, we got to go past and scent back. And we can continue up this draw and they can get that whole ridge. And they'll tell me they can scent a long ways away. Now, the beauty of working with skilled dogs, of course, is you work on your hand signs all the way through so that you can stop those dogs, you can bring those dogs, you can put those dogs down, all those things by hand. And then you don't have to speak to them on the trail. So there's virtually no noise, and there's enough moss and stuff on these trails that I can hike pretty quiet. I got my brush pants today. They're not noisy. They're pretty good, and so we can hike pretty quiet. And these girls hike absolutely silent, of course. All elkhounds hunt silent. They don't bark until they are right in front of game, and so they're a silent hunter. Now, I raise elkhounds. That's what I do. I'm in British Columbia, Canada, and we sell our dogs to really, really good families. And we have a lot of families contact us. Tuba is bred now. Her litter's spoken for. Luna's is pretty well spoken for as well. Depending on the amount of pups in these two litters, you might have a chance for a pup out of Luna, but time's running out. But there's other good females right behind. The dogs out of this female here with Tora's brother Jaeger will be absolutely astounding. This is an amazing female, and you could search your whole life. You would never come across a female like this. She is so personable, so focused on the handler. I have a couple other dogs that are as focused as her, Vida, and that's Tora's sister. She's absolutely focused on the handler, but she's young yet. Tuba, of course, this is world-class focus, this dog. And this is the old world lineage out of Norway, of course. Her dad is first generation in Canada. This is very, very, very skilled hunting lines, these guys. Now, her background, of course, also has the Ravenstone dogs, so you cannot get better lineage than what's in this dog. This is a stunning combination of genetics matched up with Tora's brother Jaeger. He's a beautiful big fella. Luna. So Luna is the daughter of Tuba's sister. Now, Luna's a sister to Tora. Tora, of course, you can't tell who's older or younger. She's in as good a shape as everybody I have, in better shape than any other 10-year-old female probably walking the planet here today. This is an amazing dog. Now, when you're looking for a pup, you want to look at the siblings and the related dogs, right? So, because the brother to that dog is the father of this litter, you get a pretty good idea of what kind of quality's coming. Tora, come back over. Hey, it don't matter if she comes, you saw her. The bottom line is, Tora's had 34 pups herself. She has like 34, 35 grand pups. I got 4 of her grandsons in the yard, rock stars. Wow. And Luna, of course, has the same father. Jaeger's dad, same father. And what's very cool about this whole set of genetics here is we knew the combinations of a few different lines that work together. We follow old world principles, so we knew the lines that were supposed to work, and we got a male. We tried that test. The dogs were fantastic, so we knew the old boys in the old country were right? They told us which lines work together, which ones don't. So because we follow the old world principles, we follow what the old boys over there say. And the old boys give you a ton of wisdom. It's passed down, generation to generation. And what happens is if you follow that advice and not try to make a new dog, you just try to make the same dog that's been there for 1,000 years or 4,000 years, you get the exact same dog. So these dogs are just like you would find in Norway, of course. When I was over in Finland to the big dog show, this particular dog right here, and Tora's daughter Kai and Luna, all of those dogs, I swore I was looking at my own dogs. They're identical, right? And magnificent. There was a huge, beautiful big show. I saw Elkhound after Elkhound. It was 1,000 entries in that show. It was a 3-day event. Just magnificent display of dogs. Best thing a person could ever do is go to a big dog show in Scandinavia, I'll tell you. Now, the genetics out of this group, of course, are the very best from over there, the very, very best out of Sweden, and we have dogs from North America, some of the very best as well. And so we've spent a lot of time putting effort into going and getting the very best dogs we could get, and it's paid off. Like, we have world-class dogs, there's no doubt about it. Now, you guys, I'm not 100% sure that we need to hunt for these rodents right here. Let's just quit with the hunting rodents. I don't want to get you guys covered in mud and then call you over. I'm just trying to back this camera up and turn this tuba, and we'll take a look at these couple of radicals here. Now see, these girls, they just hang by me till I'm ready to go again. Pretty funny. They're going to find something here, they think. Girls, there's only about 6 inches of topsoil. Then she's rock. So that's what they're digging for. Tuba, you come sit by me again. Good girls. Good. See, they're ready to go. I don't have to even... Once I start moving, they're ready to rock. They're just waiting for me to go. Good girl, Tuba. So what you want to look at when you go to look for a pup, you get the breeder to show you related dogs, show you the aunt, show you the pup from the aunt, show you pups from the mother of this dog, show sisters and siblings and uncles and aunts and grandparents, and look at the related dogs in the yard. Now, the problem with most breeders is they can't do it because they don't have them there and they haven't got them there. And in some cases, breeders nowadays are just breeding 1 litter a year. Yeah, real part-time stuff, just with an old pair they had and just happy to have a litter. Not really in the, not really into it to raise the very best they can raise. They're raising what they have on hand, which is totally fine. Each to his own, right? Our goal, of course, is different. Our goal is to raise the very best dog that we can raise, the very best Elkhound that we can get our hands on, the very best that we can produce. And we're not here to enter shows. We're not here to do any of that stuff. What we're here to do is raise working dogs. That's all we like to do. I hike every day with working dogs, and that's what I want to raise. I want to raise skilled dogs for families that want a good working dog. If you want a fancy show dog, of course, I have some of the very best show dogs in the world, but we don't show them, and we don't want to focus on that. We brought the show dogs in to breed to our working dogs so that we could carry on the working genetics. I cannot always bring in on time, at the right stage of a female's life, a non-related male from Norway. It's getting harder and harder to get them dogs out of there. And so I needed to go to the show lines so that I had high-end males that were not related to my lines, but were still good working dogs. And I needed to go and get a few show females so that my males, my working males, had more blood as well to carry on their genetics. We do not line breed, so we need to pack a whole ton of females and a whole ton of males. So when I got a yard full of males in breeding season, it's more than most people have for dogs, just on the males. So it gets to be very, very expensive. Now, we, of course, sell pups, and we're not shy. We ask money because our dogs are worth it. We invest in the females, we invest in the males, and people understand a good dog costs money. You can go get a rescue dog if you don't want to pay any money. But anybody that wants to have a really, really high-end dog, a dog that, like Tora, 10 years, can't tell her from a 2-year-old, that there is what I'm talking about. When you get a dog and you want to hike and you want to do stuff with your dog, you want to get out in remote terrain, you want to be able to trust that dog explicitly in every situation. Now I use these females to train pups. Now a lot of people think training pup is easy. Training pup in a yard is simple. Training pup in a remote terrain like this is extremely difficult because there's always something going on. And it's the situational awareness, the situational response that is what the critical training is all about. Yes, of course, I want to teach them how to heal, how to walk along with me, how to come back, how to focus on me, how to respond, how to stay around when I stop. But what everybody else can't do that I can do with my mature dogs is I can teach the pup situational awareness and confrontational awareness and confrontational behavior. So we experience a bear. I'll just use a bear. The pup can watch these three, or whichever one I have out, and model the behavior of that big dog. So we don't have to bother the bear. We can just watch him. We can look at him. We can watch him scout around us. And countless times we've stood on little spots like this, and the bear will come out and wander all the way around, and the dogs will all stand there and just watch him go right around. And he'll come right around, and he'll end up over there again. The way he goes, we go this way. And it's very, very cool. Now, a little pup piece is going to stand there and watch that. Now, if you didn't have big dogs to teach him, very difficult for people. People would be freaking, for starters. People would be getting the pup right by them, winding the pup up. They're feeding the energy to the pup. I don't have to do that. I can just let the dog show the calm energy and let the dog relax. That's how they're supposed to act. So we don't bother the game, none of that. Now, take a moose. It's inevitable the pups are going to run into a moose. And we're just going to cross his path at some point. Now, I can stop the big dog, the pup stops too. If I couldn't stop the big dog, the pup would keep going. Then you got to try and figure out, okay, now I got to follow the little guy. And unless you can hear the antlers hitting the trees, you're not going to hear them pretty soon. So the bottom line is, training with big dogs for situations, I can instill in the pup those actual responses to events much faster. And I can train at light speed with a mature dog. So we have a program called our DESNA program, and it's a very cool program. And you can check it out on the site, but what happens is I keep the pup an additional 8 weeks, stays for 16, and he learns these skills. It's not just about how to sit on a leash, how to go on a leash or anything like that. It's almost entirely off lead and almost entirely in remote terrain. Yes, they get a little bit of leash work, but that Tuva's only had 4 hours in her life on a lead, and she's a rock star. She's one of the best there is. So you train a dog to focus on the handler, you can train it to do anything. That's called the Elkhound nudge. Did you see that? If I quit pet Tuva, you watch, you just give me a nudge here. Very, very good. Good girl. What a good girl, Tuva. You're such a good girl, Tuva. Now you see, the little pups that are coming out, you see, they'll have all my vibrations, they'll have my energy, they'll already know me. When pups come out, you see, they already understand who I am. They know my tone and everything. Now, lots of breeders don't understand that concept. They think that a dog only has 5 senses. It has way more. And they're at a much deeper level than what we think. And so the little guys, they're picking up energy already. They already know who I am, right? And because Tuva loves me, the pups love me, right? So I did the same thing with Tuva's sister, Tekla. When we hike, we always sit by the pups, you know, make sure that the energy is fantastic. And when the pups come out, they know me right away. Now, Mon, Luna's brother, if you've ever seen Mon on day one, and I knew who he was the minute he came out. So he came over, he sat by me. I made sure he smelt me before his mother, and then I put him up by his mother. But at 3 weeks, he crawled over. He couldn't even walk yet, and he just sat there, and he never left. He's still sitting there. The minute I open his gate or open the door to hit the road and step out, he's ready to go. And he's a phenomenal dog. Luna, come by me. What a magnificent girl. Luna's a full brother to Mon. Came out just a couple pups. Might have been right behind him or a pup later, but I did the same thing with Luna. So I have the same rapport. Luna is just a little more like Tora. She likes to move a little ways away and hunt for rodents and this and that. Mon, he's like Tuva. He just sits right here. But Luna's a beautiful, beautiful dog. These are two of the very best. Well, all three of these are pretty much the very best in North America for this work and for this activity. And as far as full genetic, full instinctive working dogs, this is the cream of the crop. These girls right here, and no show lines, but they have working backgrounds that have gotten hunting champions and went into shows. So the Crufts winners, the Norwegian Kennel Club winners, they're in the backgrounds of these dogs. Amazing, really. So extremely good dogs. Now, you could contact me for a pup on Luna if you wanted. You might have the potential to get one. I'm not going to say for sure. I'll know once I have Tuva's letter, so we know how many we have. But if you're wanting a good elk hunt, you'd be a fool not to reach out to me now, because now's the time. And then, of course, if Luna doesn't have enough, her sister Vida is right behind. So Vida, wow, oh man. Now, I didn't bring Vida today because I'm using Vida later on today to train a couple of the pups. We're coming up for a nice hike on that. But these are some magnificent hiking dogs, and in these conditions, of course, this is their world this hunting season. They love to hike now. Everything is there for them. The scents are rich, right? The moisture's out. Rain last night. Cloud covers right down in here. Keeps all the scent right in here for us. So they're really having fun on the trail. So we're going to hit the road again here and get going. We're just going to step up to the top there, take a few photos, and then head her back. It takes a little while to get back down, but easy going on the way down. I'm testing out my new boots today. So I've worn them a bit, but first big hike in the wet weather, so they're turning out to be fantastic.